Hi, and welcome back. Today we're going to be learning about key signatures. Now for this level 1 unit, we're going to learn about 3 different keys and key signatures that you'll be working with in writing melodies or identifying the key and writing scales using a key signature instead of the accidentals you've been using up to this point. Later on in another level, they will be teaching you how to find any key signature. But for this level, we're just learning about 3 key signatures and how to write them. So I'm going to go over to share screen. And for today's lesson, we are going to be working on a grand staff, which has a treble and a bass clef. The first key that we're going to talk about is C major. So I am going to write out our C major scale here. I'm just using half notes this time, going up 8 notes. So for a C major scale, using the tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone pattern, there are no sharps or flats in this scale in order to achieve the right pattern for your major scale. Your key signature also will be empty. Normally, right after the treble clef and after the bass clef, we draw flats or sharps to indicate what notes will be raised or lowered in that particular key. But for C major, none of them are. So that will remain empty when you're working in the key of C major. So let's backtrack. I'm going to get rid of the C major scale. The next key that you're going to be doing is G major. And G major, I've just drawn it in here quick, it's going to have 1 sharp. Now, how can we tell what note is sharp? Well, the sharps are written on the line or the space for the exact note, the same note name. So this particular sharp, you'll notice how it's kind of like a tic-tac-toe sign, but the center of it is directly on top of the top line or the 5th line of your staff. That 5th line, if you're remembering how to figure out your notes, we can use every good boy deserves fun. And that top line is F. So we've drawn a sharp on F, and in the bass clef, it's on the 4th line up from the bottom. Again, that's an F for grizzly bears don't fight anymore, and that would be an F sharp. So those sharps match when we're doing a G major scale. And instead of writing an accidental beside the F, like we had previously done, that F is sharp as indicated in our key signature. So if you're writing melodies, you no longer have to write an accidental beside the F because your key signature is indicated for the entire song. Fs will be sharp in the key of G major. Unless you want it to be natural, you'll have to write in a natural sign, an accidental of a natural sign. The last key that you're going to be using in this unit is F major. And F major uses a flat. So that, it kind of looks like a little B. The bulk of the B, the tummy area, is on the 3rd line in the treble clef. And that 3rd line is every good boy, it's a B. So we've drawn the flat on the B. And in the bass clef, that B is in a different spot because of grizzly bears don't fight anymore. So it's on the B line, line number 2. And this is the key signature for F major. So again, if I was writing a scale out like you'll be doing in this unit, using the key signature, I would write the F major scale. I don't have to put an accidental on that B flat, the B, because it's already flat in the key signature. Now, the other thing that they'll ask you to do in this unit is to circle the notes in a song or in a scale that are affected by the key signature. So in this particular scale, I would circle, and I can't circle in this program. So I'll just make a mark here. You would be circling the B. In the G major scale, you would be circling the F to indicate what note was affected by the key signature. So those are your first 3 key signatures that you will need to know for this unit. Again, we'll expand that farther in another unit. But you're probably already playing these scales in your instrument and playing those sharps and those flats, and that is how we write them. For each flat or sharp we use, there's a particular place on the grand staff that you draw those in, and they're always in that same spot. So thank you for joining me again, and I hope to see you next time.